Taoiseach, I want to raise something I'm surprised didn't get more attention and where more concern was not expressed, and that was the recent departure of Anne O'Connor, the Chief Operations Officer for the HSE, to a private health insurance company, VHI. I mean, we're supposed to, there's been a lot of talk about the need to have some sort of cooling off period between going from very senior positions within the public service to private companies where there potentially is a conflict of interest. Now, VHI's job is to make money out of healthcare, whereas this government, the state, is supposed to be committed to a single-tier public health service under Sláinte Care, and then you have this revolving door going between the Chief Operations Officer of the HSE going straight into private health insurance company. I really just think that's not on. And we need public sector reform in the sense that there should be a significant cooling off period between going from very, very senior, where you've access to a lot of information, and a job like Chief Operations Officer of the HSE, which could then potentially be beneficial to a private company operating for profit in the healthcare sector.
Deputy Boyd Barrett raised the issue of Anne O'Connor moving from, ending her career with the HSE and moving on to a career with the VHI, the voluntary health insurance body. Again, I mean, there are provisions in terms of cooling off systems, and the Minister for Public Expenditure is examining even further provisions in that respect, and if I'm not mistaken, I think we may publish legislation in that regard. I think we have to be balanced about it too, in terms of people moving careers, people who are not in senior positions. Like, I do think it should apply to Secretary Generals and to ministers as well. But there's a limit too, and there's balancing of rights in terms of individual rights also. The voluntary health insurance has a remit and has a role. Look, I think there's an argument to be made there. There's issues to be teased out there. But whether we're saying that people at different levels of different organisations can't move or can't change careers, we'd have to think about that too and reflect on that in terms of the rights of the individual in that respect. Is it a huge? I mean, think it through. No, I know in terms of the decisions. I mean, there's information, there's access to it, but I mean, to what great degree? I mean, policy has to dictate in terms of the public health system.